This is Charleston's retirement coach, Brandon Bowen.
Now, when it comes to your professional life and the work that you do, obviously the goal is to help us get off roller coasters and to create, it's like boring. The more boring our financial plan can be for retirement, the better the most of us are going to feel.
Yes. Well, here comes another dividend check. Well, here comes more income.
Right.
I mean,
predictable. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Boring. That's what so many of us are looking forward to, getting off the market roller coaster, having consistent income. And that's what you do every day at Bowen Wealth. You're here to build these kinds of plans. So again, if you have questions about getting off the roller coaster, creating some sort of boring, steady income stream for yourself in retirement, again, the number you can call today, 843-890-2400. So let's talk about this income plan and the question about what people can do or perhaps what they could have done better in preparing for retirement, because this question was actually posed by Olivia Mitchell. She's a professor at the Wharton School of Business at University of Pennsylvania. She was telling Yahoo Finance that 3 things came up in her research that people wished they would have saved more, they wish they would have waited longer to take Social Security, and also
older people regretted not having purchased lifetime income. Lifetime income streams would come from something like an annuity, where you purchase from an insurance company a lifetime income payout that will make it much easier for you to manage your expenses. If we explain to people how long they might live, in other words, their risk of living a very long time, they were much more likely to regret not saving and not buying lifelong income payments.
All right. So, Brandon, obviously, a lot of people have questions, if not some negative thoughts about annuities. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about, one, why do you think people who have annuities like them so much versus people who are planning for retirement? Some of them are skeptical about them, and also how you use annuities in your strategies at Bowen Wealth, because there are some people out there that's like, oh, put everything in annuity. And that's not what you do at Bowen Wealth. You believe in strategizing with an annuity.
Yeah, and I think that question is so true. Both sides of that is so true, right?
Yeah.
I have so many of my clients who have them, love them in their plan. But then also so many people, when they come in to meet with me, who are planning for retirement, they have a negative opinion of annuities.
Right.
Both are true.
Yep.
It's crazy. And I would say that, especially the second half of that statement there, is because of misinformation. Okay. I would say people are misinformed because annuities have been really bad for a long time, specifically variable annuities. Okay. Because of the high fees, right? If you've heard from like a Dave Ramsey or anybody saying, don't buy an annuity, or maybe Ken Fisher, don't buy annuities. Well, they're talking about those variable annuities that have the high fees, around 3 to 4% per year. Okay. But they have gotten so much better. Okay. And not variables, but I like fixed indexed annuities.
Annuities as a whole, annuities as an option have gotten better. Okay.
Yes. Because they've gotten so much. It's just instead of that big broad statement, it's almost like saying, okay, trucks are gas guzzlers. Someone might make that statement. You might go, well, they used to be, but now they're getting like 25 or 30 miles to the gallon. You can get e-hybrids. Hey, somebody we both know, Heather, has an all-electric F-150. He even this person I'm talking about, I think he felt bad and he went and bought himself a one of those V8 lifted Jeep Rubicons.
He did?
Yes, he did.
I didn't know that.
Because I would rag him about the all-electric F-150. I'm like, who has a truck that's all-electric? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Trucks are more gas efficient now, right? Okay. Same thing about annuities. They have evolved, and these fixed indexed annuities are wonderful. I like them. In our planning here because, we can get some that have no fees, no risk, things like that, right? So they're a great option to consider, I would say.
Okay.
But back to, the question here, what she was talking about, all 3 of those things that came up in her research, that people wish they saved more, right? Or waited to file for Social Security, or wish they purchased income. It all boils down to, I believe, they're wishing and regretting saying that they wish they had more income in retirement.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
That's what it all comes down there. They're wishing they saved more, that they waited longer, or purchased lifetime income streams. Okay. Because when heading into retirement, you think it's going to be great and the markets are just going to keep doing what they've been doing for the past 15 years. I was sitting with a client this past week and we were talking about that. And I was like, hey, what do you think? I didn't know this off the top of my head. I was like, what do you think the average rate of return was over the past 15 years? And he was like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12. It was something like over 16, 17% of the S&P 500.
Okay.
It's been crazy.
It has been. It has been.
Crazy run.
Yeah.
You pull up a chart and look, it's like the steepest mountain you've ever tried to go. I mean, it's just straight up and to the right when you look at a chart.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
So I don't know if we're going to continue, if the markets are going to continue like that for the next 15 to 25 years of your retirement. Okay. What I do know is that you probably have the most money you have ever had in your life right now. If you were to look at your account and, you probably do every day or once a week, you pull it up, you refresh your retirement accounts, you look at everything. If you were to sweep it all together, you probably have the most money you've ever had. And now is the time to call a timeout and decide, okay, I don't want to have this regret of wishing I turned it into more income for retirement.
Right.
Let me tell you about some clients of mine, because this is just a perfect example. They came in, he was actually 35 years in the banking world. He was an executive at a bank. So he knows that whole side of it.
Right.
He came in. Yes.
And he still came in for help.
He came in.
Just a quick side note to the men and women of Charleston. Just know this, you're not any less of a person for needing help in this space. Even somebody who is a banker by profession needs help figuring out financial retirement planning. Yeah. I
guess he knew how much of the crooks they were, right? He was like,
yeah.
I'm not giving my money to them. I know their game. Anyway, so he came in, and at that time, he was when they became clients, it was about 5 years ago. He was upper 60s, she was upper 50s there. Now he's 72, she's 62. Okay. A little bit of a distance there on their ages, but they came in. And so we set up their plan about 5 years ago. And so they come in for reviews and stuff, mostly him these days. She's just, enjoying life.
Okay.
But he comes in and here's a snapshot of his life and what's going on. They're enjoying tremendous income of about $100,000 a year. Okay. That's coming from only his Social Security and 2 annuities we set up. Okay. They're deferring her Social Security because she's only 62 right now, right?
Yeah.
So we're deferring that a little bit. And they don't even need to touch his $1.5 million portfolio.
Wow.
Okay, get that. So we're not touching their life savings. She hasn't even, we're waiting, still looking to try to find our best time, almost like a game of double dutch. We're trying, with her, her Social Security, we're trying to decide, okay, when do we want to jump in and turn that in? That's going to be our next valve we flip open. Okay. That we start that income from her Social Security. Still not touching his 1.5. It's just growing.
Wow.
We've been able to really do some nice things there. And so right now what they're doing is they're both wanting to just travel. Right. Okay. He's talking about over the next 20 years, wants to travel with his wife. And also I've played golf with him. He's got this terrible slice. And so I know he's wanting to fix that slice and beat his golfing buddies. Aww. Right. That's, his son just actually graduated from, an Ivy League school, great education. And he's wanting to help him get started with a few new, sales, first few sales, getting off the ground, so he's got so much stuff to be excited about, right? Yeah. That he is excited about. He's not spending time worried about his income. Wow. In his portfolio, right? Yeah. He's got low stress. He's never worked up. Every time he leaves, I walk around to my staff. I'm like, I want more of him. If we can have a whole, bunch of clients that are just like those guys. I mean, oh my gosh, they're just so happy, appreciative, right? They're not stressed when the markets go down. I'll reach out to them. They're like, actually, I hadn't even looked at it. What do you mean? Everything okay?
Right. Is there something happening? We don't watch the news.
Yes.
The freedom of not having to worry about watching market news.
I know. I'm just calling. I just want you to know that I'm checking in, like you're good. Everything's good. Income's great. The portfolio is doing exactly. So that's what I don't want you to look back. I've even talked about this. I call it rocking chair regrets. Yep. Right. I don't want you to look back and go and be saying, I wish that I would have done X, Y, and Z and stressed less or worried less. In fact, the stress and worry is causing health conditions, or any of that stuff, right? If there's ways that I can help bring value to your peace of mind, to your health, to your mental state, if I can help in that area, that's what I want to do. And that's what this planning process, believe it or not, that's what it can help provide for you. So if you're sitting here and you're like, gosh, this is me. I know that I've been putting this off for way too long. I know I need to get this second opinion here on my income. Let me offer for you today an income inspection. Okay. Just like we get our car inspected, someone comes in, someone who knows what they're looking at, they can tell right here, boom, they tell you exactly what you need, what's urgent. Hey, down the road, you're going to need 4 new tires. That's fine. But don't tell me I need all this right now. Right.
But
what do we need to fix right now? And then keep our eye on and that's what we'll do here is I'll take a look at your portfolio. Hey, where are maybe some egregious errors that maybe are going on or some big time risks or mistakes that I can see right away. And I'll say, hey, either you fix it or I can help you fix it, your call. Or maybe it's doing okay. And maybe in 5 years, you might need to make some adjustments. Okay. So it's an income inspection and I'll then recommend, hey, here are some things to consider. Okay. Whether you become a client or not, I love to provide this value to show you how we would make changes here for your goals, your risks, your concerns, things that you have, your timelines. It all factors that into our recommendations for you. So if you're age 50 or above and have saved $500,000 or more, pick up the phone. I know it's right beside you. Let me give you our phone number because you can call or text this number. It's 843-890-2400.
Thanks for listening to Charleston's Retirement Coach Podcast with Brandon Bowen. To learn more, visit bowenwealth.com and join Brandon for his radio show, Charleston's Retirement Coach, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 94.3 WSC.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if J. Brandon Bowen is licensed in your state, please call 843-203-2030. J. Brandon Bowen is an investment advisor representative of Bowen Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. J. Brandon Bowen is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Bowen Wealth, LLC, insurance licensed in South Carolina. Market Guard is a registered investment advisor with the SEC and provides model portfolios only to Impact Partnership Wealth. Market Guard makes no implied warranties or representations and is not liable for any data presented.